very exciting episode of the menu. I'm still going traditional. It's simple, easy, something you find in your cupboard. Pair it to something you find cheap in the supermarket. Something like goat. So easy. The greatest of them all. Goat. The greatest of them all, you see? So what we need to do first, I've got an array of spices that I'm going to use for my curry. I've got some tomatoes, some onions, a bit of oil, a beautiful big pan to fit all my goat inside. Firstly, some oil. You need about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Right. Now, let this heat up. We need it to be very, very hot. And then in the meantime, I've got this beautiful bowl in here. I've got 2 tablespoons of vinegar, some water. What this does, it removes that offending smell of the goat. So you just soak your goat pieces in there, just like that. Now you can do this overnight, and that vinegar scent will just go onto your goat. Right. Again, another piece. I'm gonna wash them all in this vinegar solution. It's just a solution, simple one. Vinegar, water, and then there goes. Right, the last 2 pieces. Right, so you can do this, put them all in if it's a big bowl, and then just let them stand for about a minute to about overnight, depending on how much time you have on your hands. Right, my oil is heating up, it looks beautiful. Time to have my goat go in. I've got a very, very, very hot pan of oil. I put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm just gonna put it away from me just a bit because you don't want it spilling onto you. So you can use something with a long handle. Take out your goat pieces. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That beautiful sizzle, that oil all around. Yep. Again, another piece. Just mind your face. That's beautiful. Okay. So what I'll do right now, I'll put this back onto the stove. Let it just brown on both sides, and then come back and show you how to finish this off. Right, so I've just closed this up for a bit. Remember in here, I've got some goats. What I did, I took it, put it in a solution of vinegar and water, and then just rinsed it. You can let it stay overnight. And then now I browned one side, closed this up, and then I'll be going on to my tomatoes and onions. Right, this time I'll be grating. On the large part of the grater, just grate this all up. I'm going to do an all-in-one curry dish here. Yep, then the other one. Right, a second tomato, maybe I'll use about half. Now you can cut this all up, but I like it when they're grated. They're easier now when you put them in here. They take a shorter time to cook. Right, so grate. You can have the kids come in the kitchen, help you with the grating. That way they'll enjoy having your food, the little ones. So that you have less work to do. You concentrate on your meat. They do the onions, they do the tomatoes. Right, that's done. Now my onion, I'm going to be grating this again, putting it together with my tomatoes. Look, sometimes you're tired. you've had a hard day at work, or you've just had a busy day. You don't need the whole day in the kitchen. So why just have an all-in-one dish? It's a curry, by the way. I'm just breaking this all up into the same pot with my tomatoes. Yep. I'm not going to be browning them. I'm just going to put them all in, put in my spices, some salt. Right. I think that's perfect. So, this looks beautiful. In order for you not to burn, just slide it away from you. You don't want your face to be burnt. I've got a friend of mine who says, women don't burn, women don't burn, women don't burn, but you will burn. So, there we go. It's beautiful. It's golden. As you can see. I could actually have this meat like this right now and then just serve it in a plate, enjoy it like that. But apparently some people wanted curry, so we'll go with the curry. The tomatoes and onions. Right. Right. So if it's still bubbling up, for you not to burn your face, you can put it aside again. Some barbecue. A very generous amount of curry powder. Remember, this is the main ingredient. A lot of it. Some curry powder. I'm just going to add in some salt. Just about a teaspoon or less. Close this up. Just close it up. Come back after about 5 minutes and finish this off. Cooking does not have to be complicated. Look, I just browned my meat, grated my tomatoes and onions, dunked it all in there. Just dunk it like you're playing basketball and then close the lid. I closed this for the past 5 minutes. It's been simmering and you can see the tomatoes have really wilted away. Now I'm going to add my thickeners. Just a tablespoon or two of thickener. Right. A good mix. And then in goes some water. Now, the amount of water you're going to use depends on one, the amount of people you want to serve, two, how you want your soup to be thick. I'm not a fan rather of very thick soup, so I'll let it just go until it can cut maybe the back of my spoon. So, a good stir. This looks beautiful. This is rustic. This is Zimbabwean cooking. This is just home cooking. The beauty of home cooking. Nice, simple, delicious. Right. Okay, so this looks good. I can simmer this for the next 2 minutes and then I'll show you how to plate it later on. Today on the menu, we are so proudly Zimbabwean. In this proud nation of ours, we've got a lot of tribes that we have with us. The Shona, the Ndebele, the Kalanga, amongst so many other tribes. Now, my grandmother was part Ndebele and she taught me how to do this beautiful dish of manguchu in dovi. So to do this, I'm going to put my semp or manguchu in a bowl. I'll add in some cold water. Now, what happens is you need to soak this stew overnight because this is just maize meal yakajurwa. They grind it, they pound it, and then it's broken down. When it's broken down, it's dried. So it's very dry. So by soaking it, you're just rehydrating it and bringing it back to that moisture, and then when you cook it, it takes a shorter time. So that being done, I'll now take this into a pot of boiling water. Right, just try to drain as much cold water as possible while you put this one. Right, I'm not taking out the water, I'm just taking out the dried manuchu, the sand. Right, there we go. Give it a stir. Now this takes about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your heat. Now before I add in my dovi, I'll just add in some salt. Yep. Let it go, let it simmer. You need 30 minutes, an hour. I'm going traditional. This recipe or this meal is something my grandmother introduced to me. Now the good thing about sem, you can have it as a substitute for bread and then have it with your tea. And then you can also use it as a main meal, lunch or dinner. So here, remember this is ground maize. You take it, tantile duri, tait, huh? This is how our grandmothers used to do it. Now, you put it in a pot with water, boiling water, let it boil. It will actually double in size and become soft to the touch like that. And you can actually taste it. Right, I've tasted. I've got some water. I still have some water in my sam because I want to add in dovi. Now when you add in the dovi and your sam is dry, I not so coat it. You want it to be coated so that it coats all the grains, and that's beautiful. Now, as much or as little as you like. I like a lot of dovi, so why not have a lot of dovi? Just in there. Look, all these recipes that we show you take about 5 minutes to cook. So cooking is fun, it's simple. You don't need so many ingredients to have something beautiful, to have something perfect and healthy. Yep. I'm just now mixing it. Now there's something about dovi kanaraidva, so it smells beautiful. Right. Okay. Let's take a kurimona, so the same way we do with sadza. And when you're cooking sadza, make sure your whole body is turning with you. All right. Okay. So now I'm reducing the heat. I need about a low heat, about 1 or 2. Because this looks beautiful. Hey. And to pair it up, I use a traditional Zimbabwean pot. These are our own pots here in Zimbabwe. You get into a house, you've got this pot, you know that one is from Zimbabwe. Yep. So, no much no bikira futi we replace this not the casserole, those are English. This is our own. Right. Okay. Let's just close this up. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to have it needs to simmer. The heat is on about 1 or 2. It's a low, gentle heat. Let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes and you're ready to serve. In the last segment, I showed you how to make manuchu or semp, and then we put some dovi in it. Now, we need to pair it with something. And I'm thinking, let's keep the traditional theme. Why not? Zimbabwe is a blessed country. We've got a lot of farmlands, and we've got goats, we've got lamb, we've got cows, we've got chickens, a variety of them, marodrana and all that. So right now, I'm gonna be doing some lamb. I'll put some kale or kovu. This is one of our traditional vegetables. You find this in every garden, in every home. So let me show you how to do this. So first of all, in this pan, I'm going to add in some oil. Not too much. This is vegetable oil. about 1 or 2 tablespoons. In here, beautiful lamb. It's beautiful, beautiful strips of lamb. Okay. Some salt. There are a lot of varieties of cooking. We've got stews, we've got dry meat, we've got musanganiswa. Some call it high fillets. Right now, I'm going to show you how to do a dry lamb. I'm just pairing this lamb with some garlic, spices. Now, those right spice to use for lamb are chicken spices, because this is almost like a white meat. So I use the same spices you use for chicken, you use throughout the range of white meats. I know you could use the red meat spices, but for me, I like it light and tender. That's what I'm going to be doing. Right. So for my hands, I'm just going to massage my meat. You should fall in love with the stuff you're doing. So massage. I've put in some chicken spices. I've put in some garlic. Now I've put in some thickener. You can use any thickener of your choice. And then I'm just massaging it, just to coat it on both sides. Now I'm going to have this as a dry meat. So I'll be coating it, and then I'll just let this fry about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. In goes my first piece. Listen to that sizzle. Yep, that tells you that something is going on in there. Right. These are beautiful strips. They're just going on like that. Lamb is beautiful and tender. Right, in goes my pieces. I'm making lamb. So what I did, I just spiced it with my favorite spices. People often call and ask, what spice should I use for this? What I often say, whatever you have in your cupboard, whatever is your favorite. Because one person might like barbecue and you might not like it. Somebody might like the chili, but I'm not a chili person. So if you like chili, just add in your chili in there. But right now, I want to concentrate on this. This is our traditional vegetable. This is kovo, or kale in English. Now, what we need to do, I'm going to show you how my grandmothers used to cut this. We didn't have boards back then. They'll hold it by the neck in a knife, with a knife, chop off the stems, and then can you see how thin that is? Now just make sure they don't put their hands there. And then tuck your hands again below. Continue with your knife. This is how my grandmother back in the village used to do this. And I found it very fascinating. Why? Because I couldn't do it. Every time I tried it, I'll cut myself. But now that she's gone, I like to do it the same way she used to do it, as a memory to our great-grandparents. And I know most of you also have the same experience. A beautiful cut. You see, they have to be so tiny. You can even make them smaller than this, because if they're big, they irritate to eat. So try to have a very small, chopped, very tiny vegetable. Right. As I finish this off, I can see it's browning. It's on the low heat, about 4 or 5. Now I get to turn it. This is beautiful. Look at this color. That's what I'm looking for. That's done. Yep. Okay. This is browned beautifully. So lamb will be done. I set it aside, finish off my somalia or my kale, and then show you how to place this all up. My lamb looks beautiful and golden. What I'm going to do, I'm just taking a plate, putting it in there. You can see how beautiful and golden that is. Alright. Sometimes you don't want to stew. You just want something easy, simple. This took about 5 minutes. Again, I don't like staying too long in the kitchen, so I make 5-minute meals, easy. If you don't have spices, you can just put some flour, some thickener. Fry this 3 minutes on each side on a very gentle heat. Right. In this same pot, I had my lamb in here. I've got those juices, the spices that I was using for my lamb. My kovo inside. Right. Some garlic, lemon juice, squeeze it. Right. Just let it wilt and then come back after 2 seconds and then turn it. In here, I've got some vegetables, some kovo, but I added some garlic and a bit of lemon juice. I'll put it to the side of my lamb. That looks beautiful. Yep. Remember, we've got some garlic just to give flavor to your kovo. Next, I'll have to plate. I did a goat stew. Remember, this is dry, and we've got some dry vegetables again. We need a stew, so people can have a choice of lamb or goat, something different. Go away from the chicken, go away from the beef, some goat. Just plate it. Okay, that looks beautiful. I've got big pieces of goat meat that I did a curry. Okay, and now for the stew, just drizzle it on top so people can have as much stew as they need. This is a curry. Right. Instead of doing the traditional of cooking sadza, I decided to do something traditional, but something my grandmother taught me. This is manguchu anedoi sam. Let me just bring my plate closer. This is a feast for kings. This is a traditional Shona meal. Now I'm serving this, my goat stew, some dried lamb, some kale with some garlic, lemon. Now manguchu or sam inedoi. A generous serving. This is beautiful. Yep. We've got a huge appetite. We are African. We love our food. And now, in here, I've got some green pepper. I'm just gonna make a beautiful drizzle on my stew, just to garnish it. This is a beautiful curry. I used some curry powder, some chicken spices, and then I did my goat meat with a thickener, and it's beautiful. It's just gonna pair well now if you like your samp with some stew or you like it dry. What I'll then do is take some sugar, sprinkle sugar, have my cup of tea, and I'm ready to dig in. A plateful. Just a mouthful. Drizzle some sugar. You can have it with your tea, have it with your juice, have it as a family, breakfast, lunch or supper. This is perfect. This is Zimbabwean. Thank you so much for watching the menu.